Like, I remember the first episode we talked about Bane penis, and it was like, because I'm uncircumcised, so I was just like,
You are?
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. So,
Learn something every day, don't we?
I know, right? Yeah. But I was just like, nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
You simply adapted to the darkness. I was born in it.
I'm uncut and ready to slay pussy. Oh, God. Well, welcome to the Vulgarians podcast. This is Eric.
This is Kristian. And we are joined by the infamous Zach. Thank you, dude.
Z-Davy843 here.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
You got an Instagram for everybody to listen? Go hit up.
Zach_Daviskin. Daviskin.
Funny how we started this podcast talking about foreskins.
Seriously.
I love it. So, this has been a very interesting week. Let's just start in sports with something we don't talk about a lot on the podcast.
Nope.
How do you feel about the Redskins changing their name?
Well, I feel like it was only a matter of time before it was going to happen. So, I embrace it. I mean, I support it. Why not?
You don't think they're a bunch of cucks?
They're definitely cuckolds, but it's not necessarily because they want to change the name. I mean, it's a terrible franchise. It's been run terribly since Dan Snyder was the owner. We're talking 10 years of mediocrity at best here. Let's revamp the franchise.
Is it because Dan Snyder's a Jew, or because he's terrible at managing a football team?
Well,
if you ask Nick Cannon, it's because he's a Jew. But
well, for me, it's more necessarily the bad management.
Gotcha.
So you employ bad management, and bad things generally happen. So get rid of the name.
I was
Revamp the
honestly...
franchise. I mean, why not?
I can't wait till they get rid of the Raiders name, too, because of the history of...
Fuck you!
Because of the history of, like, Glanton's Raiders. Like, coming in and, like, massacring Indians.
No, you can't do that.
They're
We're
like,
like,
guys, we moved to Las Vegas. It just makes sense for us to change the name to...
Literally, if you guys don't know, I'm a
Our stadium
huge...
is a toilet bowl. So.
Yeah,
fuck
our
you,
stadium is already a toilet bowl. We killed many
from the
Native
Bay.
Americans. We're named after Glanton's Raiders.
Oh my
A
god.
loyal fan base, though.
Yeah, Raider Dave.
Oh my god. If you guys don't already know, I'm a huge Oakland Raider fan. But at this point,
I believe you mean the Las Vegas Raiders.
Can you hit the shut up bitch button? Because you didn't even let me finish.
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, shut up, bitch. Because I didn't even get to finish. Because I was like, now, like, formerly known as the Oakland Raiders is now going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. Which is, I'm stoked for it. A lot of Raiders fans are, like, fucking hating on it. Like, go ahead and hate.
Okay,
Be
but
mad.
that's not a rebranding of a franchise. Like, the Redskins are literally rebranding their entire franchise. And they've been the Washington Redskins since, like, the 1930s.
Yeah.
They were a baseball team.
Really
they were named after a baseball team. They were the Washington Braves, or the Boston Braves.
I'm shocked by it.
NFL, back before it was the NFL, football and baseball team
So
shared
the
the
Atlanta
stadium in
Braves
Boston.
going to change their name?
Are they? I don't know. I mean, the Cleveland Indians are on board.
I honestly
apparently.
think Go ahead.
It's a matter of time.
No, I'm just saying, like, are all these teams that are, like, named after something that we could be considered racist going to be changing their names?
Well, I think they should change the name of the Giants because it's offensive to tall people.
It's offensive to short people.
Yeah, it's offensive to everyone.
You've had too many whiskeys.
No, I think I bring a valid point. I'm offended because I'm over 6 foot, and calling me a giant offends me.
You.
Yeah,
Labeling you. It's putting you
Too
in
many
a.
whiskeys.
Are
in
you
a labeled
assuming
group.
my height?
How dare you assume I'm over 6 foot tall?
Are you trans inch?
Yes, I'm trans height.
But where does it go from here? It's just like, okay, so the ultimate trolling happened within the last week of Washington declaiming the Redskins' name. So now somebody has actually purchased the rights and domain names to all their suggested names that they thought about being. Mm-hmm. So where do you go from there?
That's fucking awesome. That's literally a South Park episode.
It literally is. And all I can think about is Eric Cartman sitting behind the decks. Washington Redskins, fuck off. How are you? Like, where does it go from there?
I mean,
now do they have to come out of the woodworks with something different, or where does it go from there?
Well, I think they named themselves the Red Wolves.
There's nothing official yet.
No.
I thought
But the Red Wolves is dope, though. If we're being honest, like, the Red Wolves is dope.
I mean, I fuck with it, but I wouldn't buy their fucking jerseys.
I don't know.
I'm not a fan of the team. I'm never going to buy their jerseys regardless. And I mean, I'm from the area. I just happen to be alive.
I'd be interested to see how they.
I just happen to be the age I was when the Ravens became a franchise in 96, 97. And I was like, I'm Ravens. Cool.
Yeah.
I lucked out. I didn't have to be a DC fan. Thankfully.
So, Fred Smoot wants the Washington's football team to be the Red Wolves.
That's dope. That's a dope name.
I think that would be like a huge like move in their part as far as like with their franchise, as far as like with like
I'm just hoping all the people that were offended by the Redskins name are now not offended, and they should purchase Red Wolves.
It's offensive. Look, it's offensive to wolves because of the systematic murder of all the wolves.
Of pack animals as a whole.
Yes, of the wolves were systematically executed from the country because they killed too many deer, apparently. And then to fix the deer problem, they brought in coyotes and not reintroduced the wolves. So I find the new name equally as offensive as making fun of.
So no jersey for him.
So they're no longer supporting beta wolves, is what you're saying.
Yes.
The beta wolves have now become an extinct species.
Yeah. I mean, if they call themselves the coyotes, that would be actually more acceptable because they're beta.
Beta simps.
They're beta predators.
Soy boy beta simp.
Yep. I mean, but you have Dan Snyder, who's just like, he's literally doing whatever's going to make him money. Like,
well, you just have to envision him as this guy behind a desk, and he's like, fuck, I knew this was coming, and now it's here.
I envision Dan Snyder is like a Weasley New York Jew. And that's like just nasally as fuck when he talks. Just like, what am I going to do? There's all these they want me to change the name of the franchise. I don't want to do it. And now I have to because of all this goddamn Black Lives Matter shit. Like, that's how I envision him.
Well, is that really the cause behind it? Or is it just like...
It's outrage culture.
Is it that? Or is it just the cancel culture in general?
I think it's outrage culture.
Yeah.
Cancel culture, outrage culture, they're the same fucking thing.
Yeah, I think it's moved past cancel culture to outrage.
Well, it's just like you're going to be offended one way or the other. So how dare you offend somebody who's offended already? Yeah. And if you're offended on the other side, where do you go from there?
I feel like this is the best representation of Schneider.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
No.
Joe Exotic?
Yeah.
So he's basically the Joe Exotic of the Washington Redskins?
He's basically the Joe Exotic of the NFL. He's like, those goddamn Indians.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, they originally were the Braves, then the Redskins, and the logo is based off the Buffalo nickel.
Well, the Braves, dude, nobody fucked with the Atlanta Braves.
No. And they still haven't to this day. I haven't heard anything about it.
No, because Redskin is actually like, you might as well... I can't even say it.
It's pretty offensive. If we're being honest, it is
offensive. Like, you might as well just call them the Washington Timber N-words. Because it's along the same fucking lines.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, and I really wish I had a button that was like just that word.
I mean, originally, though, they were named after... So when they switched from the Braves to the Redskins, they were named after the coach at the time, William Henry Dietz. But it was controversial because they didn't know if his heritage was actually Native American or not. So that's kind of where they went with the name. And then, obviously, now it's inherently racist. So I think it is time for a rebrand. Why not? I mean... Why not at this point?
Yeah,
your team's not good. It's not like you're coming off a freaking 10-year dynasty like the Patriots.
But you know what? Move the fucking team. Just move them. Start over anew. It's
happened many times before.
You know what? England loves football.
I don't think the problem is the fan base.
Move them to fucking England.
Like, they have fan support. The fan support's there.
It's there.
It's just the name... I mean, people have been advocating for that name to be changed for 60 years.
Yeah, but then you have to think about the people that have been fans for like over 60 years that are like,
I know some.
They
I'm
have
from
jerseys.
Maryland.
They
Yes,
have
I know,
jerseys
I know.
of that
Oh,
shit.
dude, you can get like some real cheap Redskins shit
Now's
right now.
the time to buy if you're a Redskins, former Washington football team fan.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you're gonna like risk getting beaten the fuck out of at a bar by some like SJW dude. He's like, "Yo, man, real offensive jersey. Hope I don't see you out back."
Yeah.
I guess just with the proceedings of today, now that's kind of like, it's part of it, and they were like, hey, it's time. We got to just do it.
Yeah.
We got to do it now. If we don't do it
I
now,
mean,
we won't do
he
it.
made this big stink in like 2018 of like, I'm never going to change the name. It's going to stay the same. I don't know why you guys are making a big deal about it. And then all of a sudden, like, he's like, all right, I'm going to change the name.
Well, in the same token,
Well,
like, people
no, I think
also-
it was more Goodell making them change the name. I think
Well, they
the
came under
NFL as
pressure
a whole,
as
the NFL as a whole was just like, look, dude, we are woke now, so you gotta get woke with us. And he's like, well, fuck.
Yeah. He had to change. I mean, it sucks to have to change because you have to change so much stuff when you rebrand.
The opening game is gonna have the Black Lives Matter flag flying
How?
above the American flag.
All I'm trying to figure out is like rebranding.
I mean, do they even televise the national anthem half the time anyway?
Not
Like, Does
really.
anyone watch that part of the
It did-
game?
They do, because they didn't start televising the national anthem until after
People started
9/11,
And
because the NFL signed a contract with the United States Army. So the whole thing was designed to like instill patriotism, because it's a very Nazi like propaganda tool to like instill love of the country, all this shit. And it's just like, yeah, all the players got to be out on the field. Dude, the players didn't even have to be out on the field for the national anthem until after 9/11.
and I don't ever remember them being before then.
Yeah.
If I can recall correctly,
No.
I don't ever remember
They were
that
never on
being
the
a
field
part.
until after
It was
9/11.
never televised. It was never part of what you saw on broadcast, national broadcast. It was
Even-
just, they kind of brought you in for like the pregame,
Yeah.
and then the game started, and that was just kind of where you picked up.
Even with hockey, it's the
Especially
same
when
thing.
you're tagging in from the early afternoon games into the mid afternoon games.
Yeah, you were there
nobody's
for, like,
watching the
kickoff, and that
pregame
was it.
They're
Yeah.
watching it when it's halftime and they're
like,
pre-gaming.
I don't want to
That's
hear
it.
Fergie fucking trying to belt out the national anthem. Hold on, I got a clip
Oh,
of that
God.
somewhere.
What a travesty that was.
Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, this was an NBA game, but it was still,
it was the NBA All-Star game,
yeah, it was still great.
and all the NBA players were
I mean, even in like hockey,
cackling
like,
accordingly because they should have. It was it was a total butchery.
even in like hockey, it was like let's watch them like warm up and like cut and then they come back.
Who really wants to see the warm up? I mean, a little bit. But like, you want to see the
They
warm up
should
if you're a fantasy football player and you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I need to know if
No,
this
no,
player
I'm
is
talking
playing
about like
or
I'm
like
talking
whatever.
about like being like hockey like from like the 80s all the way up until now. They never played the national anthem.
I
Like
don't know,
them
guys.
actually, huh?
I only watched to see this televised.
Okay, so you're just gonna step on me like that? All right.
I should have opened the show with this.
You should have. Woo.
This is fucking Fergie, dude. Like, it just seems like Steph Curry laughing his
Steph Curry,
fucking ass
Draymond
off.
Green, LeBron. They're all just having a time about it. It was horrible.
It was
It
atrocious.
was it was one of those moments that you're actually embarrassed so much for the person on TV you would turn it off because you feel their embarrassment in that moment.
I honestly feel like that's that's more embarrassing than her pissing herself on stage.
Way more embarrassing.
Like,
Way more embarrassing.
you could like
I could justify you pissing yourself.
I, mean, I was fucked up. Like, I'm sorry. That's just like, oh fuck, you suck. That's you just suck as a person.
We're pretty much. You'll never be invited back to sing the national anthem after that. It's just, that just solidifies that.
No, Carrie Underwood's got that job now.
Yeah.
And especially since Charlie Daniels is dead. I'm not ready for some football anymore. I'll tell you that much.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it happens.
Oh God.
I need football, man. But I mean, Christ, it's been an interesting past 4 to 5, 6 months now.
It's
Seriously
been way too long.
I'm watching the National Cornhole Championship, I mean, that tells you anything.
tennis.
Oh, you should come over here on a Friday night.
Yeah.
I have the National Cornhole Championship every night in the bedroom.
How did I know that was instantly going to go there?
I mean,
You really had to
I
go
set
that
myself
route.
up. I set
known
myself
better.
up for that.
You really
I
had
set
to go
myself
that
up.
route.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Oh, man. So there's been some crazy Twitter drama lately. Have you been keeping up with that? Like,
In what regard? There's always Twitter drama.
well, Twitter got hacked and like a bunch of people got their shit fucked up. But the Twitter drama I'm referring to is Chrissy Teigen.
Ooh.
So Chrissy, John Legend's wife, deleted 60,000 tweets overnight.
A bundle of tweets.
That's a lot more than a fucking bundle. That's a bushel, my
do we have how
man.
many
That's a
tweets she's
bushel.
tweeted total? Is it in the millions?
It's in the millions.
I mean, it's an hourly.
I mean,
every other hour, bi-hourly tweet.
Bro, she blocked 1 million people in a night. Like, she had, like, people working on her behalf to do it. Because
Yeah,
we know
that's-
Chrissy's too busy.
Most celebrities don't manage their social media. That's not
No.
new, but
Well, somebody
you
should
blocking
have
1 million
somebody should have
people? 1
definitely
million
taken the
people?
reins from her.
how do you solidify and single out that million people that you're blocking? Who are those million people that you don't want access to your Twitter? How do you decide that?
Well, it was anybody that lopped her in with the Pizzagate scandal.
Okay, well, that could be 1 million people within 5 minutes. At the
Yeah,
latest.
I mean,
Sometimes
really?
more.
So here's where we're at with it. I have screenshots of her tweets that she
Okay.
deleted. So, the best of the best, the creme de la creme.
The juiciest of the juicy.
Well, let's not say that because it's talking about little
Yeah, that's
children.
weird. Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about juicy little children, but we're not Rainn Wilson. But I'm gonna read about 8 of them.
Okay.
All right. Seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just ... I want to put myself in jail.
What?
Okay, that's kind of weird.
Are we gonna play? Is that pedo or not pedo?
You know what?
Pedo or not pedo?
Do you want to? Let's
Are
play
we
the
making
game.
a game?
So this is the subject I'm least familiar on. I'll play pedo or not pedo.
All right.
Okay,
Is that tweet pedo?
Pedo.
From an outsider looking in, someone who knows nothing of the sort of Chrissy Teigen, yes, that
Yeah,
sounds
pedo.
That sounds
Yeah.
pedo.
And the hashtag was toddlers and tiaras.
Yeah, that sounds pedo.
The hashtag makes it even worse. To be honest. Before the hashtag, I was like half and half, but now after the hashtag, that's pedo.
Okay.
He's
Pedo
like an
or not
Arnold.
pedo?
We're
This-
following that right into the pedo.
My man's like an Arnold Palmer. It's half and half.
All right, next.
Holy sh-
Pedo or not pedo?
All right. Am I going to jail over pizza?
Not pedo.
Okay, so not pedo, but isn't pizza?
Why
now,
the
pizza
fuck-
has been directly related with pedophilia.
All right. So the way I want to put that is, why the fuck would you make that statement?
Is it a troll? Was it a troll statement?
So this was from 2013. So this is 3 years before
this
Pizzagate.
whole thing opened up.
Yeah. The first
people
tweet was
just
from
enjoyed pizza.
2011.
Okay. I'm thinking not pedo.
It still doesn't change much for me.
I think it's
The
not
first
pedo.
week doesn't. The year doesn't change a lot. It's kind of just a weird
I
thing
don't
to
think that
say.
she was involved.
Why would
in-
you go to jail over pizza? Unless it was children.
Can I make a statement on that?
Go.
I don't think that she was fully into it when she made that statement, and she was.
You don't think she was using adrenochrome?
I don't think so.
You don't.
Yet.
Well, don't they have children, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
So I mean,
I don't think
you
it
would
was
just.
yet.
I
don't
wonder
think
what
it-
website Chrissy Teigen likes to shop from.
Wayfair, you've got just what I need.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
I mean, I can't even get into the wafer thing.
All right.
That's just too much out there for me.
We'll keep going pedo tweet or not pedo
All right,
tweet.
pedo tweet,
Okay.
not a pedo tweet. Go ahead.
So, I'm going to jail over pizza. You two have claimed is not a pedo tweet?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think it's
so.
pedo.
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. So, this tweet is from June 22nd, 2011. Let me just zoom in on this so I can read it. It always weirds me out how strong little toddler tummies can look. I'm aware of how absolutely disturbing that sounds. Hashtag TCAP.
That sounds weird. But I'm not
So
thinking
what is the
pedo.
hashtag there?
I have no clue.
TCAP.
I don't think it sounds pedo. I think
Can
it
somebody
sounds like...
fill us in on what TCAP
Wait,
stands
can
for?
you reread it for me?
It always weirds me out how strong little toddlers' tummies can look. I'm aware of how absolutely disturbing that sounds.
That doesn't sound pedo to me. That sounds like a mom.
It just sounds like
Ism.
something you shouldn't tweet. Honestly.
Yeah, it sounds like a momism that you should not tweet. I agree with Zach on that one. That doesn't sound pedo.
I don't have enough information there to consider you a pedophile for tweeting that, but
That doesn't sound pedo to me.
it's nothing I would ever say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is from May 2nd, 2014. All caps in print, like quotations. I want pizza.
Not pedo.
No,
Okay.
not pedo.
There was a time where we could all enjoy pizza,
Yeah.
and
there was
pizza
a
was
time.
fine. I mean,
There was a
well,
time.
now it's a totally different subject. It's a totally different topic.
Well, see, as somebody who was on the 4chan in like 2008, we referred to like child porn threads as like CP, and you were getting ready to get banned.
Yeah.
So I was aware of the lingo way back in the fucking day.
The lingo existed, yes, but I feel like the Pizzagate thing is it's a newer revelation.
It's kind of funny though because
within the
like
last few years, that's when they
4chan's
started.
like spent the early aughts just being a pedophile ridden site after the mods went to sleep, and now they're like, we're gonna stop for child pornography. So it's just kind of weird. All right, so here's the next tweet.
Okay.
March 2nd, 2014. Brad Pitt just handed his pizza.
Non-pedo.
Okay.
I mean,
just like very.
I just
very,
don't
like,
have any pieces to put together there.
That's
Is that-
very encryptic and just kind of weird. Okay.
All right. So this is August 5th, 2012. I woke up this morning with pizza on my chest and ranch dressing all over me. If you think I'm too good for this, you are sadly mistaken.
non-pedo. I mean, how many times have I ordered a pizza and ate it with ranch dressing?
First off, ranch dressing is fucking disgusting. It's blue cheese
First
or
off,
fuck your
F
mother.
You. F
Thank
you.
It's
you.
if you
blue
don't like
cheese or
ranch.
fuck your mother.
That's prerogative right there. I mean, I enjoy ranch dressing with pizza.
You're a scumbag for this.
I can't even as someone who appreciates a good conspiracy theory, I can't relate that to anything that I would see
All right.
unfit to say.
So
I mean,
we're about. We've had one pedo tweet.
we're more
One
non-pedo
pedo.
than pedo at this
Okay.
point.
All right. Let's ramp this up to 11 for you folks.
Go on.
Okay.
A belly shirt and a small sexy toddler on it saying number one, duh, retweet Chad Kramer. What does a guy wear to a toddler and tiaras party?
Pedo.
That's a pedo tweet, right?
That's, well,
That was from February 18th, 2012.
that's weirdo. First and foremost. I mean, pedo maybe, yes. I don't know.
All right.
You would like to assume that people that have children would never be involved in something like that. But you can totally rule it out, so.
Yes. Here's one from 2011. This is the oldest tweet. Pedophiles delight, ? Toddlers and tiaras, star 4, Don's fake boobs and butt. It literally says pedophiles delight.
Well, I mean, yeah. You'd have to label it pedo if you were going to label it. At that point, but like, why? Are you just trolling? Are you trying to make a joke?
Well,
Like-
if all right,
I'm not really sure if she's trying to make a joke or if she's like really serious.
well,
about
it's like
that.
we're in the culture now where it's like you have to just carefully walk the fine line.
yeah, but
are you joking?
dude,
or are you
these
not
tweets
joking?
are from like 2011 and lower.
Yeah, but all this stuff was going on way before this, but it's become more like talked about. I mean, this shit's been going on for years. Human trafficking, child trafficking, like all this shit's been going on.
All right.
It's nothing new in our society. It's just now being more frequently talked about. So now the conspiracy theories roll. The more popular a subject is, the more conspiracy theories there's going to be about it.
All right. I have a couple more left.
Okay.
So right now we're on the fence. I feel like as a whole.
I'm on the fence. I'm on the
fence with Chrissy Teigen.
Chrissy Teigen. Verified. Twitter. July 13th, 2011. Seeing little girls do the half splits naked is just ... I want to put myself in jail. Hashtag toddlers and tiaras.
Okay, so that's the worst one we've heard thus far.
I'm kind of like ramping these up.
I'm going to go with pedo on that one. That one sounds weird.
That 100% falls in the category of pedo.
That's like pedo.
Why would you even say that? But that was before the time of her children, right?
Yeah. But we're 2 pedo to how many of our tweets that are?
Non. We're about 8 non, 2 on.
Yeah. I mean, and that's not really enough to really convict on.
She's not really one of the ones I would single out in this whole situation.
I think it was something really convicting.
All right. Accidentally went to the children's aquarium, looking pretty pedo-bearish, cruising through the parking lot.
Pedo-bearish, so a lack of pedophiles?
Pedo-bearish is like a 4chan thing. The pedo bear?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with 4chan.
Yeah. I don't know what that is.
The pedo bear is like the
sexual harassment panda, but the opposite.
Yeah, but it's literally like
sexual
I want to fuck kids the bear.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
The fact that she knows what that is makes me think like pedo.
Yep. I'm about to Anthony Weiner this kid.
Okay, pedo. 100.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
and I have all the screenshots of these. I will put these out.
Proven with the Anthony Weiner stuff, but I mean, it could be assumed. Right?
So we're like 4 or 5 in pedos, like 3 in a row.
3 in a row. Yeah, they get worse.
He's bringing the heat on the back end.
Yeah,
I see what he's doing.
Yeah,
I see what he's doing here.
Yeah, I mean, Zach's figured it out. I just saw a baby that looked like a porn star. Like a trashy do-anything porn star. Is this wrong to think?
Yes! That is wrong to think. You are fucking retarded.
Yes.
You are the R word.
That's not good thoughts.
What the
That's not thoughts conducive of a normal person.
Alright, I got one left.
Okay.
Skinny pedos drink Pedialyte.
I'm gonna go non-pedo because I know people that aren't pedophiles that drink Pedialyte.
Samesies.
Yeah, but why say that?
I mean, maybe it was a troll, maybe it was a joke.
Alright, so I don't think that's pedo because I think that's just like I have alcoholism.
Look, Pedialyte has saved. Pedialyte has saved our lives on multiple occasions. But why the fuck would you say that?
I think that I really honestly like straight up think that she's just like spewing nonsense out of her fucking dick hole of a mouth and is like, hey, here's what I have to say. I'm a drunk. And I like Pedialyte.
She could be a drunk and like Pedialyte, but
I mean,
that's what's life is like when you seek constant social reassurance, and you have to tweet like. All right, so she deleted 60,000 tweets. How many tweets still exist? Probably 200,000 plus, right?
Yeah, I mean, she literally. All right, this is a bitch that has a show that she judges comedy on, and she's not funny. So she literally thinks she's hilarious, tweets every fucking day, at least 30, 40 times.
I don't think she's a pedo. I think she's in the realm.
I don't think so.
And knows what the hell is going on.
I don't think so.
What, you don't really think so?
I don't really think so. I mean, I think maybe you said dumb shit. You thought it would be funny. It's not funny. I mean, you could bring Rainn Wilson into the conversation about it. Tweeting things that could be perceived as pedophile. As a pedophile.
Well, I'm glad you brought him up.
But, I mean, is it trolling or is it just a joke that's not funny? Like, what is it really?
I feel like Rainn Wilson's tweets were actually funny.
Most of them are funny.
And
some of them are weird.
Most of them are for like 2011, though.
Okay, so is this part of the game of like pedo or not pedo?
You know what?
It should be. It might as well
let's
be.
include it.
Okay.
So Rainn Wilson, Dwight Schrute. These were tweets that came out literally when he was on The Office.
Right. So I'd like to just say one thing before we start this. I envision Rainn Wilson as living his life as Dwight Schrute. I feel like that character is him in real life.
I think Fishboy's better.
Fishboy from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's.
It was a way better role.
I mean, he played about.
He played it great.
20 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, it was great. It was the best Rainn Wilson performance I've ever seen.
And what's the other guy's name? Chris something. Who did the Walking Dead after show? He was the co-character.
What the fuck is his name?
Fuck. I want to say it's Chris Evans, but it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not Chris Evans. That's Captain America.
Chris Edwards. I don't know. It's something of the sort.
Fuck it. I know who you're talking about.
You know.
Anyway, so here's Rainn Wilson's tweet from 2011. I have about 3 of them. If you want to punish a teenager, simply take away their cell phone and sodomize them with it. That's fucking kind of funny.
It's got lovable qualities. I mean, would I immediately say that
he said teenager? We're not talking about toddlers and tiaras.
Right, but I mean, isn't pedophilia anyone that's not of age to consent to sexual conduct? I mean, are we distinguishing 2 different things here, or is it all minors should be considered?
Look, man, I'm not part of NAMBLA, bro.
No, I know.
I'm not part of
North
MAPS.
American Man-Boy Love Association. It is an actual thing. I never knew it was an actual thing. It's an actual thing.
Dude, they referenced it in South Park like so long
I know,
ago.
and I just thought it was a joke, but it's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Never knew that. Well, I mean, going from that, I would say non-pedo in that.
All right.
I'm thinking not pedo.
Yeah, I don't think Rainn Wilson's
Not
pedophile.
a great joke. Not a great joke.
I mean, it was
laughable,
whatever, like a giggle.
It's like, it's like,
laughable.
haha.
Like it's a giggle.
I'd see it.
I
and
give
I'd
it
probably
2 ha-has.
chuckle and be like, "Damn it, you're so good as Dwight on The Office." I'm gonna overlook this. I'm gonna overlook this.
All right, so on the next tweet that I have, he literally says "joke" at the front of it because it's from 2015. So this is when cancel culture is starting to ramp up.
Yeah.
Joke. How many clowns does it take to screw in a light bulb? A. 12. 1 to screw it in and 11 to cackle, excuse me. Jesus, I'm fucking hammered. Cackle while eating human babies.
Well, you have to immediately assume that's a joke, right?
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting is this is in 2015 when this was tweeted, and somebody retweeted it out. Rainn Wilson is a hashtag pedophile, hashtag spirit cooking, hashtag Pizzagate. This is before Pizzagate was a fucking thing.
Well, it's not before it was a thing. It was before it was recognized as a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, it's being more commonly spoken about and
I don't think
outrisen, if you will say. But it's just like so much of it. It's just so unfathomable. Like I'm
really, right there with you, dude.
I'm all for a good conspiracy theory, but some of this stuff, like the Wayfair thing, I mean, it was actually discredited to someone on Reddit who said this. So then you have 2 sides of it. Like,
well, how do you feel about Prince Andrew sending pizzas to the victims of sex trafficking and exploitation?
well, is that him trolling the fact that he's a pedophile and the Pizzagate thing is now a troll and can be considered a troll and it's the ultimate troll from him? Or is it just that's actually real and he's throwing it in our
it's
faces?
real. It's from MSN.com.
Right, it's real that he's doing it, but I'm saying is the Pizzagate thing real?
The
Is
fact
the
that, like,
pizza real, is that all real?
I feel like pizza... All right, so you have to separate Pizzagate from Comet Pizza. And here's why. The Pizzagate thing was done through... What caused it was John Podesta's emails getting leaked through WikiLeaks. Because they ordered $60,000 worth of pizza to the White House.
Right.
With walnut sauce. Have you ever fucking had a pizza with walnut sauce before?
No.
Have you ever seen that on a fucking menu before?
No.
No.
So when you start looking, they're like, yeah, we're going to order about $40,000 worth of hot dogs with walnut sauce and all this crazy shit. to the White House for an Obama
But does
fundraiser.
that instantly mean we should believe that
I don't
the conspiracies are true?
like. Do you? Well,
I'm not saying that child trafficking doesn't exist. It 100% does.
okay.
No, it does.
And pedophilia 100% exists. But can we label it to a one pizza place or one occurrence of things that was blown up on social media?
The fact
because
that
if
like
there was factual information, if there was actual factual information on this, wouldn't it have been brought to light by now?
no,
Are they just
It would-
waiting?
it
Are
would
the
be
sealed
buried.
indictments waiting.
it would be buried. Because
is
it
it
would
buried?
it would bring down so many fucking people.
Right. But
Like the way that I look at Epstein is he's probably a Mossad or CIA asset on the oldest fucking trick in the CIA playbook, which is called the honeypot. So they get somebody in a situation, in a sexual situation, that would blackmail them in some type of
you're
way.
fucked. You have no way out. You have to cooperate
Yeah.
at this point.
It's like, okay, we own you now.
Yeah.
And you're going to do shit the way that we want it done, or else you're fucked.
Well, this happens a lot in these
Yeah.
kind of situations. This is nothing new.
No, it's nothing new. It's not some groundbreaking
But
fucking...
this is something new. The whole pedo thing has just come to light recently. I
Well, I feel
And
like-
it's something that's so, as a whole, like Americans don't want to hear about it. The average person doesn't want to hear about it because they would just
No.
rather believe it doesn't exist than actually think of the possibility that it's real.
yeah.
You know, like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but what if it is?
I mean, if you look
Holy
at the
fuck.
flight logs for Epstein...
Yeah, they're fucked. I mean, Trump's on there.
Trump's on there. Ivanka's on there. Bill Clinton's on there. Spacey's on there. Chris Tucker's on there. Prince Andrew was fucking hanging out with the dude up until a couple years ago.
Ghislaine Maxwell has a goddamn submarine license.
Yeah.
So,
She's gonna sing like a songbird.
well, where was she at with this whole...
She
this
says
whole
she's
thing
not
in the
guilty.
beginning? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of that, but like, when Jeffrey Epstein was popped, she was directly known and publicly known as an affiliate.
She disappeared.
Where was she at?
She fucking
Oh, where did she
disappeared,
disappear
bro.
to? Nobody disappears nowadays. You don't fucking disappear in
They
2000.
know where she was.
Since 2005, you don't just disappear.
It's gonna be
That's
like
not a thing anymore.
it's gonna be like Operation Northwoods. 50 years from now, we'll find out. Yeah, there were some people in the government that used to fuck kids, and they got caught up in some shit.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Do you know about Operation Northwoods?
I'm not familiar.
So Operation Northwoods is a declassified military op that was denied by Kennedy. The whole premise of it, now this might sound eerily familiar, but they were going to get a bunch of Cuban friendlies to hijack a plane and fly it into a building in Miami in the 60s. Early 60s. Does that not sound eerily familiar to something that happened in 2001?
I was to say, well, it just took them until 2001 to execute that.
Yeah.
But, you know,
They pulled it off.
that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's along the same lines. It's like a psyop. It's like, hey, we're going to do this, and yeah, we really don't fucking care what happens because we're doing it now.
Yeah.
But we're the elitists, so regardless of
Yeah.
how the media twists it, we'll still be able to twist it back in our favor.
And the fact is that the CIA runs parallel to the government. They get their funding from the United States government, but they're the ones that go into like South America and use it as a playground to get resources and whatever to topple whatever government they need toppled to like get whatever.
Yeah, well, when we claim that we're going into other countries to benefit those other countries, we're doing nothing to help them or their
So if you need some senators,
them culturally in any way whatsoever. We're going there to benefit ourselves.
Yeah.
I mean, if we don't realize that as American citizens,
I mean, it's a survive and conquer kind of like
well, no, it
mentality.
just we flex our weight as
Yeah.
Americans. We're America. We flex our weight. We always have, and that's why other countries don't like us.
No, I agree with you.
That's just the way. That's just the way it goes. Look, I mean, it's always going to be that way.
We destabilize regions on purpose to get things we need done, and that's fine. But the forces that be should not be shocked or surprised when that bites them in the ass.
No.
I'm just at a point where I can't believe that people are shocked or surprised at the way anything's played out to date right now. The culture we're living in right now, it just blows my mind that anyone is shocked or surprised at the way anything's played out.
I mean,
we live in divide. I mean, we've lived in divide since the creation of America, since America's happened. I mean, it's been a divide. It's Democrat, it's Republican, it's left, it's right.
The melting pot
it's liberal, it's leftist, it's leftist, it's conservative. Leftists and liberals are now basically one thing because they don't even know what to argue about with each other anymore, so they're just conjoining forces against the conservatives. How do you live? How do you have an opinion? How do you just... You can't just talk about anything freely anymore because... But then you're labeled something. You're labeled a racist. You're a Marxist. You're a fascist.
Their line of thought, the hardcore left's line of thought is if you aren't with us, you're against us and you're a bad person. So... But... I don't want to divulge too much into that because we could talk about that for like
absolutely
4 fucking hours.
Let's get back on topic.
The whole Pizzagate Epstein thing, like
I feel like
it's very obvious.
You can go down that rabbit hole as far as you'd like.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it's going to lead you anywhere.
No, I mean we all know. I think we can all agree in this room. Epstein was murdered.
Yes.
100%. Quite clearly to keep...
He suicided, but not himself.
No. They pulled the old Clinton trick where they put 2 in the back of the skull on a hiking trail while he was wearing a suit.
There's just too many things at play in that situation that could you honestly actually believe he hung himself in a jail cell?
Yeah.
When all of a sudden the cameras on... that level of security went out and just like, come on.
I know.
Are we really that blind? Are we really that blind?
I know Papa Rogi talked about it on his podcast and was just like, even the skeptics I know are just like, come the fuck on.
Yeah.
You can be a skeptic as long as you want to be, but like when you just look at the factual information that's there,
it's just like there's just too much.
I can't even put this into skepticism. This really happened. He did not kill himself.
But Ghislaine pled not guilty this week.
She's going to die of COVID.
Yeah. Well, she's in COVID.
She got diagnosed with COVID, and now she's in COVID isolation. So, I mean, yeah.
Well, they've been moving her from cell to cell also this week.
Yeah, tell me when she dies of COVID.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
she's been transported from cell to cell every couple hours because they want to like ward off assassins.
Strict monitoring and whatever, dude.
But they turned the cameras off for a couple hours to give her some privacy.
Yeah, I mean she needs the privacy, right?
But so let's move on to some other topics. What else is going on this week, guys?
How about that? How about wilding out, dude? Are we wilding out as a society?
Nick
Cannon just brought that.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, let's get into it. Zach's already brought it up, so like, go ahead. And
I kind of want to talk about the King of the Beans real quick.
Yes, I'm down.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Mexican food company Goya got boycotted this week on Twitter.
Because why is that, Eric? Why is
that? I'm glad you asked, because here's the video.
Oh my god, this is the West Side.
Blessed at the same time to have a leader like President Trump who is a builder.
This is the CEO of Goya.
Yeah.
So we have an incredible builder, and we pray
builder of walls
for our leadership, our president, and we pray for our country that we will continue to prosper and to grow.
So, that's about all I want to fucking play that.
So I give Trump the ultimate troll credit on this one. He hasn't trolled in a while. The corona stuff's been going on. There's been other issues at hand, obviously. So why would you invite the CEO of an originally immigrant-owned, now billion-dollar Latin American-owned company to come speak at one of your press conferences? Why else would you do that?
Dog, he's trying to get that bean vote, dog.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I mean, it's already half and half. I mean, we could just divide Trump into half.
Yeah.
Across any demographic, it's half and half. So why else would you do it? It's a troll.
Yeah.
It's a great troll.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a fuck you. Like what's
Exactly.
funny is
it's
like
a fuck off.
AOC is like we should boycott Goya.
This is the sound of me tweeting how to make a boya by myself or a doba by myself.
It's
She
just like
tweeted
her
that
putting peppers in a coffee grinder.
So
oh my God. Are
so
you
here's
kidding
my
me?
thing. Here's my thing. So Ivanka Trump comes on and she immediately supports Goya. You know, they supported Trump in the press conference, but it's unethical for administrative officials, and she's the direct administrator to the White House, aka Donald Trump's administrator. It's unethical for her to do that, but AOC can come on and bash the brand as a whole and just say, hey, fuck that, don't support Goya, don't support any of that, blah blah.
Yeah, boycott him. But
Boycott
meanwhile,
slash
this bitch is
boycott.
like blowing fucking bubbles full of COVID in some like little black girl's face. The photo though of Trump that he put out on his Twitter is the funniest shit I've ever
God.
fucking seen. So this is him
On the Resolute desk with
yes
Goya products
on the
across.
it's the best advertisement of all like our generation.
Oh my God, Adobo. I love the hell out of that fucking
Yeah, but
spice.
See,
It's a
look,
troll.
now I want to
It's a-
go buy some Goya.
Right, and that's what I feel
We
like
already
that's
have
what
it, so
it was
we're
meant to
fucking-
spark that. It was meant to spark that. It was gonna be a divide regardless.
Look,
Wasn't it?
I know the best spices.
Yeah.
Goya has the best spices, the best empanadas. Look, they are totally in agreement to build the wall. Just,
Well, I mean,
I can imagine.
People forget amidst this pandemic, obviously all the criticism has been on Trump, on how he's handled the pandemic and everything that's going on, and it's fucked up, and who knows if anyone else would have handled it better. But now Trump he's the eye of the media. He's the daily talk of the media. His daily COVID conferences.
He has been for the last 4 years.
So now he brings on Robert Inouye, the CEO of Goya. And it's a little bit of a brag. He's doing it to brag, and I don't blame him, because you have to have some positive light. This is still an election year. Like, we can't forget that it's still an election year, and this man still has to campaign while also dealing with a pandemic. So this
I don't
was his
think that
move.
Goya's his move, though.
It was 100% his move because here's what it was. It was to say that you can come to this country, and this country will give you every right to start a business and own a business and prosper in the country of America, because it's a Latino-owned company.
Is Goya run in America?
Yes.
It is.
And-
Okay.
Well, it is, but
Okay.
it's from somebody who was not from America,
No, I
who originally
don't
founded
know.
the
Like,
company.
I'm legit,
Yeah.
like,
The
like,
original
in the
founder of the
black about
company
that.
was an immigrant to America, and now it's $1 billion company in America.
I just lived there
So
in Dover's house.
Trump knew what he was doing when he brought them in. Like, he wasn't. I mean, why?
yeah, he
why
was stirring
else?
shit up.
He's
Why
a
else?
businessman.
Hold on. Why
He's
else?
a businessman. He's not going to
But
be
like,
fucking stupid
honestly,
about it.
why else would you have the CEO of a Latin American-owned company that's worth billions come speak at a press conference?
Yeah.
Why else? I mean, it's a little bit of a flex, but like, I don't blame him for doing it. I mean, he's being shit on every day by the news fest. It's even Fox is slightly turning against him now. And it is what it is. But,
that's
like, he has
because
to
of the
flex
fucking
something.
Lincoln Project, bro.
He has to flex something.
I mean, when you get onto the Lincoln Project shit, it's a bunch of Bush era, McCain era Republicans that were never Trumpers to begin with, like Mitt Romney, that have turncoat on the party and we're just like, we're Democrats now, and we're going to employ Republican tactics to take down Trump. And it's working. But the fact of the matter is that they have Biden hidden in a fucking bunker, jacked up on all sorts of
Mountain
brain
Dew.
stimulants.
Mountain Dew and
Yeah,
well
it's,
done steaks.
Yeah, he's like ordered $3 million worth of Alpha Brain from Joe Rogan to like get his shit ready for a debate that.
Oh my God, I'm waiting for that.
So I learned a fact today. Do you know who the oldest president is?
Who?
That we've ever had.
Jimmy Carter?
Donald Trump.
Really?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So if we elected Biden, he'd be the even oldest president.
Yeah.
In due respect.
I was going to go with not Jimmy Carter, but
why
Roosevelt.
right now why are these the two best that we can have?
Well,
Like,
here's
it's
what's
just crazy to me.
Here's my theory on what'll happen with Biden. They'll put him in office, and then 6 months in, they're going to send him over to the set of the West Wing.
Biden's been in office. He's been a politician for literally 50 years.
They're going to tell him he's president, but actually send him to the set of the West Wing and have him step down and have Michelle Obama or Kamala Harris be vice president.
Well, the only way he
And they'll
wins this
step up.
election is if he appoints a female vice president.
Yep.
And if he
Female
does that-
vice president of color.
If I don't even think, that would benefit, but I think just a female vice president in general, he does that, he wins the election. 100%.
And then you have.
I'm voting for Trump. I don't love Trump.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't
I'm
love the
voting
way
for
he
Trump.
speaks. I don't love the way he just handles things publicly. But he's just,
Biden's a mental midget, dude. I'm voting for Trump.
with Trump, it's just he's doing more things economically than have ever been done in our country. And people choose to see that or don't. You can see that or you can't.
Realistically,
and that's fine.
I'll vote for Joe Jorgensen, actually, the Libertarian Party, because it doesn't fucking matter anyway.
Yeah, but the right would say if you vote for her, you're voting for the left, and the left would say if you vote for her, you're voting for the right.
And
So
fuck them,
really,
either way.
Fuck them both, but it really doesn't matter, though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's a wasted vote in the eyes of the honest voting system that we have
but
now.
realistically, Trump's going to win South Carolina by a landslide.
Any Republican is always going to win South Carolina. We're a red state. We always will be.
Yeah.
Until there's drastic
Even though
change, we'll always
even
be a
though
red
they
state.
took our goddamn flag down.
I just fact checked Zach.
It will
I didn't
always-
realize that Donald Trump was 70 years old.
He's the oldest president we've ever had.
That's crazy because the bleaching
Like,
and
not
the
even
hairspray and the
I'm
hair
not even
plugs.
joking. He's actually the oldest president we've ever had.
The rumor
That's
is,
factual.
though, Trump's going to turn this shit into a dynasty. So he's going to groom Trump Jr. into taking over his place.
So I've heard it. I'm not against it. So, the original reason why I voted for Trump,
I voted for him the first time.
I'm
did too.
conservative in my views. And, I always feel like I will be conservative in the way that I think about things. As far as economically, sociology-wise, anything like that. I just feel like I always will think that way. Mm-hmm. But I voted for Obama twice.
I voted for Obama twice, too, and was betrayed by the party. And I was I'm not giving you another fucking 4 years.
Was I just fooled, or was I just falling into...
See, I'm the opposite of you guys. I voted for McCain. When we were first able to vote, I voted for McCain.
I voted for Obama. Because it's you know what? I'll give him a chance.
No, absolutely. And then, that is your right to give him a chance. That is 100%.
Plus, I didn't trust Palin.
So,
because she's a woman. But...
That's neither here nor there.
Second round of votes came around, and it was
Hold on 1 second. I just have something to play about Palin.
Oh, God.
You stupid white bitch.
Okay, go ahead.
So the two times in American history where Black and African American voters outvoted Caucasian people in the United States was both the Obama elections. So we can't really use that as an argument white people were the only ones to vote them in. We weren't. The Black caucus was voting heavily for
Why are you
Obama.
not voting
You
on
said
other
caucus.
stuff?
For Obama. Well, that's what
Why
it
aren't
is.
you voting on other stuff?
I know.
It's the congenial group, but
You know how scary it is?
well, we
that
voted him twice, and it didn't just happen once; it happened twice, and not a lot of things were changed, not a lot of policy change, not really much change for Black lives in America in that period of time. So now we're on the cancel culture because Trump is the exact opposite.
Yeah.
We went from a polar opposite to a polar opposite.
So I watched something really crazy the other night, and I'm not trying to derail you, but it was some like hip hop rapper talking about like the different systems of government, and that the judicial system.
It wasn't Nick Cannon, was?
No, it wasn't.
I don't consider him a rapper.
Neither do black
I
people.
mean, Wikipedia does, but I don't.
Yeah, black people don't consider him a rapper either.
All right, well, as long as they don't.
Hopefully they don't. Hopefully no one
Jesus.
does.
As long as they don't. But it was like something about like the different systems of government, and the first thing I thought of was like the Learning Rainbow, where they did like the
Reading Rainbow?
Reading. Well, no, there was no
Learning Rainbow!
Learning Rainbow.
Rainbow.
But I just remember learning. Shut the fuck up, both of you. But it was, don't you
If I drink vodka, I don't care.
It's not vodka. It's truly water and vodka and whiskey.
Yeah, you said vodka.
It might as well be vodka at this
I
point.
done heard
It's
it.
fucking liquor.
No one else said
Anyway,
it. You
I
said
just
it.
remember like the I'm just a bill sitting on Capitol Hill and like learning about the
You
different like.
talking about Schoolhouse Rock?
Yes, that's what it was.
Conjunction Junction.
Yes, thank you.
She's like, I was watching Reading Rainbow, and she's talking about fucking Schoolhouse Rock.
Thank you.
You stupid white
Oh,
bitch.
can you just stop? But I just remember like.
Yeah, we went there
well,
first.
anyway,
we
the
did
rapper,
it.
the rapper
We got
was-
there.
Can you shut the fuck up and shut your goddamn mouth for 2 seconds? Like, zip
Oh my
that
goodness,
shit
my
and
goodness.
staple
Guys,
that
this has to be
fucking shit.
Here we go.
This is a PG rated podcast.
PG rated.
PG.
PG-13 are the worst.
Oh,
Here you
go ahead
go.
and find your button.
I'll fuck you till you love me, faggot.
I will.
That wasn't what I was going
Couch
for,
says
but
so.
Don't tag me in any of this.
Shut up, bitch.
No, I'll fuck you till
I'm
you
down
love
with
me.
The Rock.
No, the
Just
I'll
shut
fuck
up
you
is
till you love me,
dumb.
faggot is like literally like what the couch is saying.
yeah. Oh, we didn't even get into that. All right, folks. So we broke the couch in half the other night. Hold on, we got to talk about Couch Ghazi real quick. We've had Winegate, but we haven't had Couch Ghazi. So the other night, we got really fucked up and went to a few bars, bar hopped around, and all of a sudden, Christian decided she was hot and heavy
Yep.
and pulled my cock out
Yep.
and decided she was just gonna go to town right on the couch. Well, the couch doesn't have any goddamn center support, and I was too drunk to fight her off.
You
And
didn't even put him a fight, dude.
she was bouncing on your boy's dick,
Yeah. No
and all of a
fight.
sudden she just heard a loud crack, and I said,
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that? You
My
broke
back is broken.
what? A vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal. I broke.
so she literally heard my hip just pop out of fucking place. And then the couch snapped. So she's had this couch for how long, babe? How long have you had this couch?
I've had that couch for like 9 months. Not even a full year.
We haven't even had the goddamn couch for a year. And she's already... her negligence
Negligence?
with my penis has broken the couch. So... who's going to pay for that?
You?
I know I am. And I feel like it's fucked up because I didn't even get to come that night.
You did.
No.
Yeah,
no.
you did.
Benefits of working for
Oh,
a furniture,
I'm going
right?
to fight you on that shit because yes, you the fuck you did.
I had to jerk it into your mouth because
okay,
my
you
hip had...
came.
Yeah.
That was coming.
No. It wasn't... I didn't come from your actions. I came from my actions.
That's okay.
I had to do the work myself.
Oh, that's superficial.
I didn't come on the couch. Like, I had to come upstairs after I nursed my hip. My
Don't
old
be such a
hip.
bitch. Don't be such a bitch.
I don't even know what button hit.
No, you have no button for that because you're a bitch.
That's fucked up.
Yep, it is fucked up. Because guess what? You bitched out. I tried to ride you, and you weren't about
Eric,
it.
can you hear me, B?
You get in my face with that, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. You piece of shit.
Oh, that's a fuck me up beer.
The good old Voodoo Ranger. What other?
I'm here with my note card. Just patiently
What
waiting.
other fucking sound bites do I have? I don't even know.
I'm sitting here with my note card.
Here you go, babe.
Just patiently waiting.
What is it?
I'll eat your ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that.
Is that the Terminator?
Yeah.
God damn them.
I didn't even mean to hit that.
No, that was a good one for the couch broken.
Yeah, that was a lot like what it was like. I just saw dollar signs spilling out of the couch when she snapped it on my penis.
Adult
felt
life.
bad.
Adult life. Adult life.
I mean, Zach, you saw the couch. What did you think of our nice couch when you walked over?
He
I
didn't
could
even
obviously
notice it.
see that it'd seen better days.
Did it look like it was
It didn't look like
split
it
in
was
half?
abused. It didn't look like it came from a fraternity home. It just...
Well, look, we
It
lay
was the...
we
trials
lay a
and
blanket
tribulations-
down.
It was the trials and
good
tribulations
sir.
of nights gone wrong.
We lay a thick blanket down when we're doing the dirty on the couch, with the fear that the kid would see us.
Oh my god, that's the worst.
It's always like this exhibitionist.
Well, it's an exit plan you have to have.
Well, I just throw the
Welcome to
blanket over.
parenthood. Welcome to parenthood.
We're wrestling. We're playing WWE. Just go the fuck to bed.
It's an exit plan that
Can we talk about... Have we ever talked about the, like, jump on the bed situation?
Mm-mm.
You'll deal with this later on. So, like, we got done, like, having sex and...
Don't scare me.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, this is going to happen.
This is going to happen.
Don't scare me.
We got done having sex and, like, we opened our door, we were watching TV or something like that, and Jay, like, came running in and, like, dive bombed into the bed and was trying to go straight for the sploosh shot, and I, like, fucking grabbed him out of midair.
Superman grabbed this kid in midair by his shirt and his shorts.
I was like,
it was just like,
Immediately tossed him
nope.
right back to the...
Yep.
No,
it was
literally
like,
just
right
spun him around.
It was a Doc Martin reversal at the time. She
Bro,
was like,
it was insane. I was just like,
goodbye.
I'm just impressed.
Yeah, because I didn't want him to land in the sploosh spot.
It was a big spot, dude.
It was a big spot.
I just got back in town.
Holy fuck.
So
I literally picked him up by his shirt
I didn't
and
know
shorts.
what I was signing up for.
it was like this, bro. It was like
I just picked him up. I was like, oh no, you're not doing that.
well, bro, she's got the IUD, so she just pushes it out right there.
What the fuck, dude?
Man, this is way more graphic than I thought.
Yeah, I'm like trying to get the imagery right.
I mean,
for
I'm not
this.
like.
He's
a prude. I'm not a prude.
All right, so
Like,
first
if you-
off, Zach is our only guest that's ever brought notes
Yeah.
over to the show.
He's super uncomfortable with this.
Well,
and
I feel like
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah.
I feel like I just wanted to have a basis of anything that you told me we might talk about. Like,
That's not good.
I
I have to
normally
be prepared to talk about it,
Yeah.
right? And I'd like to at least act like I know what I'm talking
it
about.
means so much that you came prepared because all of our other guests, I just give them a docket on Facebook. I'm like, these are the 3 articles we're going to talk about.
There's so much to talk about, and I feel personally that
I mean,
I'm passionate in several aspects of like talking about, you know,
my heart is warmed by this.
current topics and issues and stuff like that, and like I'm not gonna come unprepared.
I love it because he set the standard now for the podcast. So anybody else that comes on after this is gonna be like, "What? You don't have fucking notes?"
I'm happy to come on the podcast again. Like,
dude.
Yes!
Fucking, you're welcome back anytime.
I'm prepared, and
I mean, we have 4 fucking mics, dude. Half the time we can barely even get one person to show up.
all right. So on my docket, we still gotta touch on something.
All right. So we're
ahead.
gonna save the best for last.
All right.
No.
What?
What?
Are we doing
Was
it?
that English?
Are we going in?
We're gonna save the best for last, but first we're gonna talk about reparations.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I got notes for that.
So let me get to the article here. Fucking hell. God damn it. Titty sprinkles. But yeah, so the city of Asheville, North Carolina just approved reparations for all black people who live in the city. All right? In a historic move, this was on USA Today. Mm-hmm. In a historic move, North Carolina City approves reparations for black residents. The city of Asheville said it was going to provide reparations for black residents for historic wrongs, including slavery and discrimination. How do you guys feel about that?
Okay, so here's how I feel, honestly.
You go first.
I feel like that's just a death sentence to go first on this one.
I mean, I can go first, dude.
I'll go first, but I feel like the way I feel about it isn't like I shouldn't be crucified for it.
That's probably good because I will be. So go ahead.
Well, I feel like none of us were alive for this situation.
Thank you.
And it is wrong. I will never not say that slavery was wrong. It was wrong 100-fold. But how do we recreate or reprimand somebody for a situation that none of us were alive for? So we have no idea what the experiences were in that time.
Yeah.
So all right, I can give you money. That's the best I could do. But how could I honestly repay you for the debts that were paid?
Yeah, but aren't you Irish?
I'm Scotch-Irish.
So your people were fucking slaves anyway.
Yeah.
I know, I was.
Same.
I'm Scottish because we split off in the Irish Civil War.
You were dirty
Scottish.
potato slaves.
Yeah, whatever, dude. I wasn't alive for that shit. So
I mean, I'm Greek. I'm a fucking
I wasn't
guinea
alive
wop.
for it. The point is, I wasn't alive for it.
Yeah.
But anyway,
well, my logic is if we're gonna pay them reparations, we should at least pay them in Confederate money because that was the money that was current at the time that they're bringing this shit up from. So,
well, that's not even a thing anymore.
Exactly.
So
thank you.
So how do we get there? How do we get there? How do
we give them Monopoly bucks and Starbucks gift cards.
Are you talking about giving him like funny money, like a strip club? Because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like funny money from
I think the major reason and the major way we've kind of like moved on from this, pull down the statues, pull down the monuments. I've been for that for years. I'm a conservative white male, and I have been for the removal of statues and things that glorify racist people and people that shouldn't be glorified. Get rid of them. Put them in a museum. Don't leave them out on display in public.
Zach, here's a quote from a black member of the community in Asheville. It's not... excuse me. I'm misquoting. Here's the actual quote. It's simply not enough to remove the statues. Black people in this country are dealing with issues that are systematic in nature. End of quote.
So, systematic or systemic? Systemic racism doesn't actually exist. If we base thoughts rationally, systemic racism can't actually be proved.
Hold on. I have a line coming in from Milwaukee right now.
The rich people, they got all this money and they're not like, trying to give us none. It's sad.
Cool.
Bro.
Well, I can take that quote and I can go off of it. I have black friends who have a better credit score than me, who own a business, who own a house, several cars.
Same.
And their credit score is almost 100 points better than mine. So, I mean, where really does this systemic racism come in? Where does it really actually come from? Well, it's a divide.
What's interesting is you're going to see a lot of black people moving to Asheville, which probably will bring property value down. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, never mind. It'll...
Well, to go back to the Asheville thing,
yeah,
I'm not against the way they propose reparations.
Well, okay,
that's
so the way that they proposed it is sensible.
That's very sensible.
It's not cutting a check. It's not the old Chappelle Show bit where they're like,
it's going into
I'm rich, bitch, and they got a truck full of Newports. Like, that's funny as shit.
It's kind of like a community outreach kind of thing, in a way, and they're doing it and they're putting the money in the way they see fit to do so.
I'm actually for it. Like,
I am for it as well, but like also at the same token, like, are black people in Nashville given less of a chance than white people in Nashville just because they live in Nashville?
I feel like my issue with it is I didn't own slaves. It's not my problem.
Well,
and if I want to start a business why am I held at a disadvantage when a black person can go and start a business and get a $50,000 loan to do so? That I find problematic. And it's the same thing as like if an Israeli person came over here, because I know several Israeli people that come over to the United States. They get a $50,000.
So, do you know the number one race that makes money in America? The first prosperous race in America is Asian Americans.
Oh, I can see that.
They are the most prosperous people in America. The second most prosperous people in America are Indian Americans. And this is statistical. This isn't a biased opinion. I didn't get this from Fox News. I didn't get this from anywhere. This is actual statistical data.
We're on that real shit right now.
This is actual statistical data. It's true. So where does my white supremacy fall? I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not racist. I've never been racist to anyone in my life.
It's frustrating when you're...
But, like, also, I've dealt with credit struggles. I've dealt with struggles to get loans and struggles to do things I wanted to do in my life. But, I mean, according to the masses, this is white America, and I have no struggles to get those loans, but I have daily struggles to do so. So I'm just confused as to where that demographic fell against me.
I feel like it's more fucked up that is a white man in America, it's harder for me to start a business than it is for a foreigner or a person of color because I don't fit a certain mold. And that is
that's systemic racism by definition.
Yeah, that is literally racism.
Definitionally, that's systemic racism. Now, who experiences that the most in America?
It's fucking white people, dude.
White people that don't fall into the higher...
Yeah, I mean, you get the fucking old white dudes that are like, I don't want no black man fucking my daughter. But
well, that's not us.
That's not us. Like,
we're not those people.
I'm trying to start a fucking business, bro. I don't want to work for the man. I don't want to work for corporate shit. I fucking hate corporate shit. I live in a capitalist
country. I want to divulge upon capitalism.
Yeah, I would like to...
So why is that wrong? Why does that make me wrong for wanting to do that?
It's fucking painful, the fact that I'm being held to a different standard than somebody else. And they can say, well, it's your time, motherfucker, to have that done to you. Well, fuck you too, dude.
No, but it's not, though.
Like, what the fuck did you do other than, like, sell drugs in your 20s?
Well, we can't break it down into races. We can't make it into demographics. No, we just... Here's the biggest thing.
It's just frustrating,
Here's the biggest thing. It's always going to be frustrating because as Americans, no matter what background we came from, we will never reach a common ground. We never will.
Well, the real fact is, we should all have...
It can be racistly biased. It can be culturally biased.
We should all have
systemically biased. Right, but we'll never agree. There's always a divide.
No, because
a constant divide.
If you have something that another person doesn't have, that person wants your shit.
Right, well, that's socialism.
I'm talking about even on, like...
But that's socialism, to definition.
It's not even a level of that. It's beyond that. It's
socialism is, I exist, therefore I deserve. So I'm here, and these people are rich, so I should be rich too.
But you have a new car. A new house.
But I agree more on the capitalism, the conservative side. Right, they want that. But, like, I was raised to believe I have every opportunity to do right and make money and do good upon myself. And all those opportunities are there. And in my personal life experience, it's been there for everyone of every race that I've ever encountered in my life. So I know people that are Latin American that own businesses that are successful. I know people that are African American or the blacks that own businesses and they're very successful. They own businesses. They have better credit scores than me. Like, where I'm just forgetting where my white supremacy comes into play in that.
I mean, I would say none of us in this room are actually, like, white supremacists. Even though, like, look...
We aren't, because it's not even a real thing.
It's really not. Like, our age group doesn't give a shit.
No.
I don't give a fuck if
we don't care about
anybody past our age group does not care.
No, anyone in our age group, we do not care about our peers. We
Yeah.
don't give a fuck
Like,
what our peers
dude,
do.
yeah.
I don't give
or
a
how they
fuck.
live or how they do anything.
Actually,
So
if-
how do we now all of a sudden we care about the systemic racism of the past? Now all of a sudden we care about these things. We haven't cared about each other since the time we were fucking conceived.
Yeah.
30 years ago.
like,
So
it's
why do we care
literally
now?
The way I
Why
look
would
at
we
the
care now?
world is, how does this affect me? I don't give a fuck if it affects you or
Right,
not.
right, and that's the point, Eric. It's like we're not in a time where we genuinely care about everyone's well-being.
Yeah.
And then
We
the
don't.
generation
If we
after
did,
us.
we live in fucking Canada or something. I don't know, whatever. But like, we don't care. The American way is it's capitalism,
Yeah,
and that's how we
100%.
live. That's how we live. But we're also do what you do, worry about yourself,
Okay.
and who cares what anyone
Do you
thinks.
think the generation after us is like, oh, care about everybody? Everybody's opinion
I think
matters.
the generation
'Cause
after
I feel
us
like
cares
that's what's going
even
on.
less.
No, I
I think
feel
they
like
care
that
more.
I
I
think they care more than we do.
less.
I think
Or
their
like
whole
either
thing
that
is
or
on
even-
virtue signaling.
Yes. I think
So-
that they're caring because they have to, and they feel like they have to.
care about
Not
karma
because they want
points,
to.
All right,
man.
so think about what you just said. You think they're caring because they have to.
Yeah.
So what American does something because they have to?
Pay taxes.
Well, yeah, I mean that's inherent. There's two things. There's two things that we can accept.
I'm sorry, I had to go with the
There's two
logical
things
route.
we can accept when we're born. We
Oh,
die.
shit, that was earlier.
We die and we pay taxes.
Yeah.
The rich people.
Do we
they got all
inherently
this
have to
money.
care about people? Absolutely
No.
not.
1 second, Zach.
The rich
Sorry.
people, they got all this money and they not like trying to give us none. It's sad.
It's sad, bro.
Right. So Tyrone said it best. The rich people aren't giving the money because they don't care. Well, guess
No,
what?
they don't
America
care.
doesn't care about America.
No, if you're
No.
rich, fuck America.
Well, no. I mean,
No, I'm right there with it. I'm
common
right there with her.
ground.
No, if you're rich,
If you're rich, fuck
America.
this country. I'm more worried about my wallet than I am about the country.
No, that's-
I'm
there's
just gonna
even
be
if you're
literally
flat
poor,
out.
generation.
even if you're poor, do you care about America?
No, even
Fuck
if you're poor.
no.
Even if you're
So
poor.
where do we consider the
Okay,
divide?
so can we talk about like our generation of like peeps that are like just like I care about myself. My only like concern is about myself, and then like you go into later generations of like their righteousness of like, and this is just like hearsay. Like you can debate it all day long, and that's cool, but as you get farther into like different generations, things shift. People care about things that they didn't care about before.
Right, but it's not a debate.
It's not a debate.
It's a cultural appropriation of how you're raised.
Yeah,
Well, you're raised to believe the values you believe, right?
absolutely.
So where did you get any of your thought process from?
Yeah.
You didn't just develop that.
No,
So you somewhat
You learn
inherited
it.
it. You somewhat inherited it.
you inherit it,
First
and
and
then you
foremost.
also learn it from experience.
Right, but then you learn from experience, and
You
then
learn
you take
from
the
experience.
two and you compare.
So experiences,
So
I feel like, are
we can't
more.
just say people are inherently racist
no.
or anything like that.
Absolutely not.
That doesn't exist.
I will
It's
go
taught
ahead.
to people.
No, I will go ahead and debate that. Yeah, you can be taught racism, but if you inherit it based on your experience,
You can also be taught oppression.
yeah, you can also be absolutely. If you are like just like bullied by somebody of a different race, you are going to develop a hatred for that race. You
Well,
will.
I have no hatred for any people that exist on this earth.
I know, but you have to think about like people that are a little bit more simple-minded.
But
that
personally, for me, like I'm happy that every facet of person exists on this earth, because if not, I wouldn't feel the way I did. You know,
I know, but it's a little bit different when you're not as. I hate to be like as woke, but some people.
Are you woke, Christian?
I'm
Are
a
you
little woke. I'm a little woke.
So I'm not woke.
No, I'm saying you're totally woke, dude.
Being woke.
But it's like just
Get woke or broke, bitch.
Yeah, get woke or go broke.
So
But I'm gonna
if we
go
go
into,
back into the Goya thing, I can
Yeah,
just
go,
explain
yeah.
why woke. I can just explain why woke
Shit, we
doesn't
brought it back.
exist.
Go for
Go
it.
for
I
it.
can
dude.
just easily explain why woke doesn't exist from
it.
just the Goya thing alone.
Do it.
All right, so Trump brings on Robert Enanwe, the CEO of Goya. Obviously, that's a troll move. Mm-hmm. He knows it is. I mean, he's been facing coronavirus.
Cheers.
He's been facing coronavirus prejudice and all kinds of things, and I'm saying he handled everything right. He didn't. There was a lot of bullshit in there. So now he's bringing in the CEO of Goya Foods. And why is he doing that? I'm asking you the question, why do you think he did that?
Okay, you go first.
No. He's asking you.
Oh,
I'm
me?
asking you, yeah.
Okay, me first.
Why do you
is he
think
bringing
he did
him
that?
to it? It's a power play, dude.
It's a PowerPoint or
Power play.
It's power play.
it's a troll, I think. I don't think it's a power play.
No.
He's in power already.
But you asked my opinion.
No, I know.
Okay, so my opinion
So
is
explain.
My opinion is a power play because you're playing into the masses of people that do not fit your demographic of people that are voting for you. So you're going to go and you can argue.
So Latin Americans.
Yeah.
He's trying to get
Latin
Mexicans.
American business owners.
He's trying to get the beans
And
to
that's-
vote for him.
And that's
Well, I'm not
that's
gonna say
my
that,
that's
but-
my thought.
I said it.
Latin
so
American.
It's okay.
He's trying to get Latin Americans.
Yeah, that's
to
my
vote.
thought process and what he's trying.
Trump's king
to
of the
do.
beans, bro.
It's a power play. It's power play to
He's
me.
king of the trolls. I give him that.
It's power play. Yeah, he can troll all day long, but guess what? You can power play all day long. That's a power play to
Right.
me.
So what was the power play? Because it instantly created a divide. So it was a boycott / boycott. So
he can
what was
he
the
can
real
divide,
power
but
move
guess
there?
what? He's gonna have the masses.
Of
They're
who?
like, oh, all right.
Hold on, the masses of who?
Some people.
Some people.
Percentage.
Percentage. What
prince-
percentage?
No, I don't have X. X is the percentage.
Right, exactly.
of
We don't
X.
have.
Here.
We don't know.
Information.
Here we go. This is Trump's song the other morning when he was putting all his Goya cans
Oh my
on
god.
his desk.
Well, he was trolling.
Yeah.
100%, dude.
He was trolling.
He was fucking raw.
I don't think he was trolling.
No. He was
He
trolling.
was trolling.
All right,
Well,
well,
was
if you
trolling.
take- if you take Robert
He was
Enanwe,
right.
hold on.
All
Let's talk for a second. If you take Robert Enanwe or whatever, that I'm pretty sure that's the way it's pronounced, the CEO of Goya Foods. He also endorsed Obama and Biden back in the day.
Yeah.
Because he was called on upon the president to speak at a press conference because he's the epitome of
Of a whore.
Power play.
I mean, you could say that, yes.
Power
But
play.
He's the whore.
that's the epitome of us saying, hey, you can come to America and start a business, and you don't have to be an American citizen, and we'll give you the opportunity to start a business. And now they're a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah,
So that was the
exactly.
play there.
I'm
was
having
the
a hard
play
time
there.
not seeing this as a power play. I'm sorry.
It's
Even-
power play.
It's 100% a power play. I'm not discrediting it.
No, okay.
I'm not
I thought you were
discrediting that.
discriminating my
It's
power.
a troll move. It's a troll move.
It's a very big
Well,
power
then
play.
Ivanka Trump,
Okay.
I love
who is the White House advisor,
I love the photo that they posted of her
Yeah.
holding up
in
the
front of
Goya
one of
beans.
Obama's cages.
Yeah, in front of the Obama
Bean
immigrant
queen.
cages, the Bean Queen.
Yeah.
herself.
Hashtag being queen.
Then I saw
Yeah, but
her
it's like
holding
now-
a big black cock. And it was just magical.
Are we now
dude.
divided over canned vegetables? Is this the new divide?
Are they kidney beans?
Is this our newest
I mean,
divide?
I like the
Or
spicy
navel
black
beans.
beans.
So
by
if I go over to
Goya.
my grandmother's house, and I'm a liberal,
Oh my god, we still
and
have
I have to ask, are those Goya beans? And if they are, I have to leave right away, don't I? Don't I? If I'm supporting the liberal agenda and I'm supporting the anti-Goya agenda, I'm AOC. So here's my biggest problem.
Hold that thought.
I would just like to voice
If
my
I
biggest
went
problem.
over to my 89-year-old dementia, my abuela's house, and she had Goya beans, I'd be like, why the fuck do you have the spick beans in the cabinet?
God, don't say stuff like that.
Oh my god! Oh
Come on.
shit! Oh, I'm sorry. I'd be like, why do you have those beans? Well, this is a Bush's house.
So what I'm saying is, so here's the argument from the Democrats. The argument from the Democrats is that elected officials, it's unethical for them to support a brand.
Yeah, I mean, it is. But.
Right, it is, but here we go. Here's where I get into it.
Here we go.
So Ivanka Trump did it. Yeah, it was a troll. In my opinion, total troll.
100%.
Trump did that interview as a troll because he already knew the dude interviewed with Obama, supported Obama. If the president calls on you to come speak at a press conference, aren't you going to support this president? Aren't you going to? Probably.
Most likely.
When you own a business, aren't you? Anyway, that being said,
he's been getting more Mexican voters.
So going on, now you have
years.
AOC, who's also an elected official, who's not allowed to support or endorse a product, but now she's shaming some people for supporting a product.
It's not just her.
It's
Anderson
not just
Cooper
her,
also.
right. Well, and Chris Cuomo from CNN. There's a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But
This
what
is
I'm
America
saying
now.
is, like, yeah, but what I'm saying is that if you're an elected official,
This is your wartime president.
so you can't endorse a product. It's unethical to endorse a product, but it's ethical to shame people for supporting a product because they supported the president.
I mean,
of the
look.
United States.
We've
what
never
is that?
seen Bush or Clinton. Like, we never saw Bush support fucking.
We have
Crest.
never seen the country in the state it's in right now.
Yeah,
so we don't have anything to compare.
I don't have a point of reference, but for the joke that I'm about to make, let me just fucking make it. We've never seen.
I love you, make it.
Yeah, we've never seen like Bush do like Crest commercials.
Of course not.
Or Bush do Tide to Go pins to get the cum stains out of Monica's dress.
Wait.
Bill
Bush?
Yeah, Bill Clinton. Yeah.
You said Bush.
Oh, excuse me. I meant Bill.
Oh my God! You make a joke.
The point is, back then
Clearly, we're too fucked up.
Shut up, bitch!
Oh, I'm gonna knock you out right now. It's gonna happen. Fuck you, right?
The point is, back then it wasn't. We didn't live in the cancel culture. Back then, we didn't live in the cancel culture of today. Today, we live in the cancel culture. So if you're accused of anything, that's it for you.
Yeah,
I'm
you're done.
sorry.
You're done.
I'm
You're done.
sorry. You built your
Goodbye.
face.
It's guilty till proven innocent.
It's the exact opposite of our judiciary and true system of the way we're supposed to do things.
Which brings us to our next subject.
It better be fucking Nick Cannon, right?
It's fucking Nick Cannon.
I'm ready to wild out on him.
Yeah, we're getting ready to wild out, folks. All right.
Goodness
So if you
gracious.
don't know, Nick Cannon went on his podcast with a member of Public Enemy who has a background.
Professor Griff.
Hold on. Professor Griff, who has a history of making anti-Semitic comments.
So many.
So fucking many anti-Semitic comments. But he went...
Back in that time, it wasn't considered that.
Yeah, it was in the 90s. But
Yeah, it
no,
was-
even in the 90s, he was like considered like, cut that shit out, dude. So he went on Nick Cannon's podcast. Nick Cannon went full fucking Hotep. And we're about to play a clip of that right now. Oh, I'm sorry. Goddamn, that was a technical difficulty. I am so sorry. Here we go.
Black, the reason why they fear is because the lack that they have of it. So then when you see what Dr. Francis C. Welsing talked about is that fear and that
just genetic annihilation,
that deficiency of when you have a person that has the lack of pigment, the lack of melanin, that they know that they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they have the lack of compassion. That melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul. That we call it soul. We soul brothers and sisters. That's the melanin that connects us. So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully, are
not carefully enough.
Less. And where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or.
I love how he brings up Farrakhan in this shit. So, as we know, Nick Cannon's been wearing turbans for a couple of years, right? And Farrakhan's the whole State of Islam for the black community spokesperson, right?
Well, saying that they claim stakes to Semitism.
Yeah, well...
above non-melanated people.
So, look, this is the official white podcast of the Black Hebrew Israelites. Like, we are pro Black Hebrew Israelites at this podcast. I'm for it. Like, kick them Jews out of Israel, get your black asses in there, and let's make shit rock.
Well, no, that's not even the basis of it. I mean, the basis of it is complete racism. That's spewed diarrhea of the mouth from Nick Cannon. So do we not expect that from him?
But that's the beliefs of Reverend Farrakhan.
Right, but but since when has Nick Cannon publicly supported Dr. Farrakhan? This is
within
new.
the last couple of years. So why he was kicked off of America's Got Talent is because he went on like a fucking anti-Semitic rant anyway.
Right.
So he was just like, fuck these Jewish motherfuckers.
Wait, Nick Cannon?
Yeah, we're on the Nick Cannon shit right now.
Viacom Nick Cannon. He was raised off all of that.
So here we go.
Started on all of that. Viacom.
God damn it.
Our melanin is so...
Hold on.
Our melanin is so...
Thank you, Zach, for reacting the same I did.
Genetic annihilation.
Here we go. We're just going to listen to this for a minute.
Has the lack of pigment, the lack of melanin, that they know that they will be annihilated. So therefore, however they got the power, they
it's 3 minutes. Just set through this bullshit.
Melanin comes with compassion. Melanin comes with soul. That we call
Slam my brain.
Alcoholism.
100%.
That connects us. So the people that don't have it are a little, and I'm gonna say this carefully, are a little less.
He gonna say it real carefully.
Where the term actually comes from, because I'm bringing it all the way back around to Minister Farrakhan, to where they may not have the compassion or the when they were sent to the mountains of Caucasus, when they didn't have
the Caucasus,
the sun that the sun then started to deteriorate them. So then they're acting out of fear. They're acting out of low self-esteem. They're acting out of a deficiency. So therefore, the only way that they can act is evil. The only way they have to rob, steal, rape, kill, and
fight or flight.
In order to survive.
Exactly.
So then these people who didn't have what we had, and when I say we, I speak of the melanated people.
Right.
They had to be savages. They had to be barbaric. Because they're in these Nordic mountains. They're in these rough.
White people be animals.
So they're acting as animals.
Right.
So they're the ones that are actually closer to animals. They're the ones that are actually the true savages. And then they built up such this.
My man's is calling for a timeout on the video.
Before I can talk about this.
All right, so go ahead and play the timeout music.
Hold on. God damn it. I can't pause this video like this. Anyway, we get the gist. Nick Cannon hates Jewish people. He wants Jewish people to
Zach is done.
Die.
He's done.
I don't know.
I want to smoke.
Basically, he's
got some shit to say.
All right, we got some shit to say, but here's the rest of Nick Cannon's podcast before we come back.
Listening to his podcast.
I feel like we're all dumber by listening to Nick Cannon's podcast.
Right, well, we know he's ready to spew diarrhea out of his mouth at any time.
Sure, clearly.
Because he released an Eminem diss, and it didn't even get the graces of a
Zach's
return
bringing
diss.
that up.
Well, it didn't even get the graces of a return diss.
I mean, Machine Gun
MGK
Kelly at least got a fucking return diss.
Because he went in. That was a diss. That was hard. I mean, Rap Devil was hard. There's no arguing it. Then Nick Cannon releases his diss, and this is actual drama, between Mariah Carey, Nick Cannon, Eminem. And Nick Cannon can't even come hard enough to receive a return from Eminem. So do we recognize him as a rapper? Do we respect him as a rapper?
Well,
or is he just a TV
I love how
host?
he like talks so much shit.
Is he just a TV host?
No, he's a TV host.
Well, TMZ put out an article today, which is pretty interesting. It says Nick Cannon says black people turned on him for his apology because Viacom cut their contracts with him, and he's been with Viacom since he was like what?
With all that.
Yeah.
So like 18 years old, probably.
Yeah, he was like a fucking child. When
that's like a
20-year contract.
Viacom
more than
owns,
that, dude.
Viacom owns MTV, Nickelodeon, all that shit.
Nick Cannon has been like employed by Viacom since he was at least, I would say 12 or 13 even.
Realistically, yes. But here's my point. So we go, Viacom immediately terminates his contract, right? After the things he said, after his anti-Semitic rhetoric. They terminated his contract. It didn't even get discussed. It was within 24 hours of that podcast being released, that contract was terminated. So
No. It was longer than that. It was 3.
Oh, was it?
It was like 2 or 3 days.
Oh goodness.
But
They
it
gave
was
him that.
But it was because the reason his contract was terminated was because the Jews at Viacom weren't about it. You know what I'm saying?
Was it because of that, or was it because of the things he said were actually racist? That was actual racist.
I think
rhetoric.
it was more like he didn't apologize for what he said.
No, he didn't apologize. He admitted what he did, but he didn't apologize.
He's like, look, we can grow together, and that's just it. Like, we can grow together. I believe this, and that's just how it is.
I don't feel like I heard I can grow together from that.
No, he said it's part of growing together.
He did say that. That is an actual quote.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will verify that.
I didn't get that far into it because I was so just blown away by the nonsense that came out.
But old Hotep Nick Cannon was like, black people turned on me after an apology to the Jewish people.
No, because he made no such apology. He
did.
Later, after the fact that he was deleted from Viacom, his original apology, I'll read it to you right now. That's not an apology. This is when Viacom was we're going to delete you.
Hit me with that fucking beautiful street knowledge.
He said, quote for quote, hate in my heart nor malice intentions. I have no hate in my heart nor malice intentions. I do not condone hate speech nor the spread of hateful rhetoric. We are living in a time where it's more important than ever to promote unity and understanding. So is that an apology, or is that just saying, like, I admit that I fucked up in what I said, but, like, I'm not really taking it back. I just admit that I fucked up.
No, I admitted I fucked up.
Within hours of him posting that as his apology, Viacom deleted his contract.
I have the actual apology.
I have the actual apology as well.
Well, no, I have it recorded.
All right, play it.
God damn it, Eric.
Jesus Christ. So I have the actual apology.
I love how Zach actually has the actual apology.
I came here with notepads and pens, and I'm ready to
So so people understand, Zach is the most prepared guest I've ever fucking had on this show.
Yeah.
Well, you have to come correct, right? When you're speaking about actual issues and things that are going on in the world, you have to come correct, right?
My man's over here whipped out a fucking notepad at the kitchen table when we made him sign his fucking, like, NDA agreement and shit. And
he's like, I have a notepad. Do you want to look over my notes? I'm like, dude, like, fuck, notes? Where are those?
Well, yeah. I have to have talking points, and I have to.
I know.
I mean, if I'm gonna speak on, issues such as we spoke upon, I should be educated, right? I should at least have a small amount of background knowledge before I talk about it, right?
Oh, dude, I'm with you all the way.
Not that anything I says means anything. It doesn't mean shit.
No,
it's my personal take on it.
We're a podcast with 50 downloads a week on average.
Well, let's make it 5,000.
I would love to make it 5,000. Let's do this. I would not be in a 3-bedroom townhouse, if that was the case.
Repetitive monkey noises? Like howler monkey noises?
Look, Steve Harvey said that he got paid off of making the same 25 jokes 25,000 times. So if I make the same monkey noise button 25,000 times, I could be a king of comedy.
Suspected apology or a quoted apology.
All right, let's hear this apology. Zach has written this shit down, so it's fucking real.
Well, no. I just did my fair share research.
I did not, because
when Nick Cannon, when Viacom deleted the contract, so Viacom's MTV, Nickelodeon. I mean, Nick Cannon started on all that. That's Nickelodeon.
Mm-hmm.
They've been in contract with him for like our entire existence of life.
Yeah.
Like, I remember Nick Cannon as a kid. He was on all that.
Yeah.
All that.
I love
whatever.
all that.
He went from all that to Wildin' Out and America's Got Talent and all kinds of things. So
The Masked Singer.
Masked Singer now,
Which did not cancel his shit.
Right. And I would love to get into why they didn't.
Because they hate the Jews. But
it's a different rhetoric for me on why they didn't.
Like, Fox just hates Jewish people. It's fine.
I don't know if this sincerely came from him or not, but this was something I saw online that was supposed to be his apology after his unofficial acknowledgement that he fucked up.
So, unacknowledged apology. Cool.
Well, his original apology was not an apology. That's not an apology. Admitting that you do wrong isn't an apology.
Yeah.
You have to be apologetic, right? You have to be remorseful for what you did.
His original apology was just like, look, I understand why people were hurt, but I said what I said and I stand by it.
Right.
Which, honestly,
that's your right.
I fucking respect that.
That's your right to do so.
I respect that because I say all sorts of insane shit on this show that I don't actually mean, folks.
Yeah, but I mean...
It's a joke.
Not to be in any way...
Is it, though?
Not to take it away from you in any way, but, like, what Nick Cannon says could actually be...
Oh, no, he actually believes that. Like, don't get that wrong.
But like, his rhetoric could... influence people, like lots of thousands of people.
Well, the fact that he mentions Farrakhan, like, who, this is a Black Hebrew Israelite podcast. I don't know if you all understood that, but it is. He preaches the words of Farrakhan, and if I could do this whole podcast in a turban and blackface, I would. But
Jesus.
Farrakhan preaches the word of destroying white culture, and we should actually do that. But go ahead, Zach. Tell us the apology of Nick Cannon.
Oh my God, we should actually
and let him fucking spit his shit.
So the apology I saw online. Now, whether or not Nick Cannon actually spit this, I'm not sure.
He wants stupid white spit. Go
ahead. Let me hit her with a button real quick. Let me hit this bitch with some street knowledge.
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, Okay, go ahead, Zach.
Alright, so from what I heard, now whether or not I choose with the media, it's this nor that. But the original apology issued from Nick Cannon was not an apology. It was an admittance of guilt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And many people have done that in the midst of being accused of wrongness and doing wrong things.
Goddamn witch hunts.
Right. So this was supposedly his actual response. His actual apology. First and foremost, I extend my deepest and most sincere apologies to my Jewish sisters and brothers for the hurtful, divisive words that came out of my mouth during the interview with Richard Griffin, Professor Griff from Public Enemy. They reinforce the worst stereotypes of a proud and magnificent people, and I felt ashamed of the uniformed and naive place that these words came from. The video of this interview has since been removed, which is untrue, because you can look that up online right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, but continuing on, this is his formal apology after Viacom deleted him. Now Fox is like, yeah, we'll keep you, whatever. The Masked Singer doesn't get that many ratings anyway.
I respect it.
And, alright, so he goes on to say, While the Jewish experience encompasses more than 5,000 years, and there is so much I have yet to learn, I've had at least a minor history lesson over the past few days, and to say that is eye-opening would be a vast understatement. I want to express my gratitude to the rabbis, community leaders, and institutions who reached out to me to help enlighten me, instead of chastising me. I want to assure my Jewish friends, new and old, that this is only the beginning of my education. I am committed to deeper connections, more profound learning, strengthening, and bond between our two cultures today and every day moving forward. But just 2 days ago, you're an expert on melanated and non-melanated people and who has the right claim to Judaism
and like all kinds of other shit.
Look, man,
you got busted, bro. I mean,
look, you went on your podcast, you said some shit,
you spewed diarrhea from your mouth.
No, because he actually all right. Did you actually like listen to the entirety of the podcast? It was an hour and
I'm not gonna lie, I did not listen to the whole
thing.
All right,
so he went after the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers and said they were bad Jews.
Well, right. There's a lot of people that conspire that the Rockefellers and Rothschilds basically own systemically the entire existence of the economy in the world.
He said they were Zionists,
right? Exactly.
Which isn't wrong. The Rothschilds and the Rockefellers are fucking Zionists. They
they own the economy of the world, basically.
So
are they the zeitgeist, or are they?
No, the zeitgeist is what's ever in pop culture at the point in time of whenever you're referencing it. So a zeitgeist is like it's a fluid term.
Are they the Illuminati then?
No, but they were on Jekyll Island. Like the family trees trace back to Jekyll Island when the Federal Reserve was created and fucked us all because we're all born with debt now. So
but we're not born with debt. But we're born to inherit debt.
Yeah,
you're not born with any debt.
No, you are.
You're not. How are you? You're born to inherit debt. Inherently, you will acquire debt because of the fact that you're born.
Yeah, but
you're not born with debt.
You're essentially born with debt, though. If you're going to inherit debt, you're born with debt. You're born to the sins of your father.
Unless you're smart enough to make a decision at 8, 9 years old where you're like, fuck that.
Yeah, but you're not.
Well, no one teaches them doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Like if your parent dies and they have debt, you're born with your father's debt.
Right. So we're saying the Rothschilds.
Yeah, I mean,
they own everything.
The Nick Cannon the Nick Cannon Cannon class or whatever the fuck it was called.
Cannon blast because he blasted his own career into the trash in one.
He literally self-destructed. He
blasted his own career in the trash in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
But guess who didn't cancel him? Here's my take on it. Guess who didn't cancel him?
Who?
The Masked Singer.
I'm cool with that.
Well, that's fine, but hear me out. The Masked Singer, it's owned by Fox. Fox is generally considered to be conservative news.
Jamie Foxx?
Fox as the company Fox, but it's generally considered to be right-wing, far-right media.
Pro-Israel.
Well, whether or not that be the case, but it's just considered to be the suppressive media. So if they're going to continue their contract with Nick Cannon to host a show when he's actually been literally recorded being racist, and they're still honoring his contract to host the show, who is really suppressing who? Who's the actual fascist? Who are the fascists in America right now?
Well,
who's suppressing what speech? Because if Fox isn't going to cancel him, if Fox is not going to cancel the contract with him to host the Masked Singer,
I feel like
he's hosting the show. He's the face of the show. He hosts the show. They don't cancel his contract.
I feel like they have his mind
after he's literally been recorded saying racist comments.
Yeah, he's
but the right is the racist. We're the fascists. They're the ones suppressing speech and suppressing.
All right, you go first because I'm about to fuck some people up.
That now with the whole that whole situation, I feel like they have him by his balls. Like, go ahead and put those bitches in a vice grip. I own you.
By the balls, Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I own you.
Yeah, of course.
I own you.
They already did.
I own you. You are my puppet, and I say what the fuck you do.
But they already did.
Yeah, I know, but he made it very apparent that he is owned and he is a parrot. Like, not a parrot. He is. He's like a parrot. Like, he's repeating shit.
We can't say that he's owned.
No, but
that's not politically correct. But yes, by the media and the conglomerates, yes, he's owned.
He's owned.
The rights to him are owned. I mean, they have been since he was in Nickelodeon and all that.
I know, but he really made it.
And Viacom dumped him.
He made it really.
So that means Viacom thought it was racist, but Fox, who's the most conservative right-wing news debatably in America, didn't dump his contract for The Masked Singer. So who's really oppressing who? Who's the actual fascist in America right now? Who's suppressing speech?
Look, man, I'm pro-fascist. I think
I'm not pro-fascist. But
hold on. I think the only way that we're gonna get to space and
Kid Rock's already there, shirtless.
Look. That's your personal belief.
That's a meme I saw. I believe the memes I see. Okay.
I know. That's why I laughed.
Because it's on Instagram. It's true.
Laughed.
It has to be. But it's on the internet.
Real talk. If we're gonna become a multi-planet species, we're gonna have to just convey to a one-world government, and it's probably gonna be a fascist government because a communist government just won't work.
Well, the only way we can honestly agree upon issues in America is when we adopt a fascist belief of things.
Yeah.
And
there has to be a greater evil than just a two-party system.
There always is. It just has to be, we have to come together as parties and agree on it.
Yeah.
And right now,
just like the Jews were the fucking problem in World War II,
they weren't
aliens will be the problem.
They were the people being slaughtered by the millions.
Yeah, well...
And, if that's not oppression at its finest, I don't know what is.
But the fascist government at the time were like, the Jews are the fucking issue here, folks.
Well, we never believed that in America. That's why we fought in the war.
But we never had a fascist dictator.
Right, we've always been a republic.
You have to be able to rally around a common enemy. The only thing that will bring the world together is a common enemy. So you need
Well, now the common enemy is Trump.
Well, you're thinking too small.
I'm not thinking too small.
No, you are.
I'm thinking directly.
Hold on. Let me explain my thought. So a common enemy would be like a alien race. The minute they disclose extraterrestrials, the world would be like, oh wait, there's more out here than just us. Fuck those people for being different. And then the entire world would be united in trying to overthrow the fucking aliens. And
the entire
racism would disappear if they disclosed aliens.
It wouldn't disappear. It would just become a less talked about subject.
It would not matter.
Well, we live in a...
It would not matter because we need to take that planet's resources.
It would be a racism on another level.
No, there's nothing racist about anything that goes on. It's the divide of the culture and the counterculture of America today. There is no inherent racism. There's no systemic racism. Racist people do exist. Yes, I'm not discrediting that. There are racists. But as Americans today, we generally don't give a fuck about the well-being of each other. So why would we start now? So how can we ever be comparative now to say that now I care about my fellow citizen when we don't generally? If you took a generalization, if you took a general consensus from the American people, we don't care about our other citizens. We don't care about each other. If we did, we wouldn't even be in this situation. There wouldn't be the left or the right. There wouldn't be a divide. There wouldn't be a divide. We'd agree that the system that we're living in right now isn't bad. It was based on good properties there are good properties here, and we can take the bad parts of those good properties and restructure them to be better so that we can be one society. But we're never going to do that because we're just one-sided on everything. It's this side or that side, and if you're not on this side, then you're on that side, and if you don't agree with this side, you disagree with that side, and you're never right. You can never be right. This is the world we live in.
The world I look at is far beyond that. And I don't know if it's because of just like how I think or whatever, but racism is so fucking stupid.
It's
so fucking stupid.
Ever. It's ridiculous.
Because it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care if you're black, Chinese.
Well, it matters in the regard of that exists. It exists. But like people like us, like we aren't racist. We weren't raised to be racist, so we don't look at it in the way of like, oh, we're racist. But like we're like, oh, racism's stupid.
I say dumb shit. I say a lot of dumb shit on this show.
That doesn't make you a racist.
But I really don't fucking care. Like my main goal, racist, and I've said this on multiple occasions of the show, is that like Earth should abandon its whole concept of race and bullshit and look at everything as humanity. And the goal is to become a multi-planet species. And I feel like
species planet.
No, a multi-planet species. Like
we're
there's humans.
To Mars?
Yeah, Mars, whatever Titan, whatever fucking planet we can get a colony on, we need to go.
We're not gonna wear masks. We're not gonna abide by the rules.
Yeah, well, you know what? We're fucked.
Hey, guess what? NASA could be like, hey, you literally have to wear an oxygen mask to be on Mars, and somebody would kid rocket with the fucking board shorts.
You're right.
No shirt,
yes.
and Conor McGregor strut across Mars in the atmosphere.
No, you're not gonna tell me to wear a mask.
Tell me what to do.
You're not gonna tell me you wear no mask.
Just never really actually reach an agreement as citizens.
I mean, I feel like, well, you can't look at it as citizens of America.
But it is, though.
But I feel like those people are so dumb they die off anyway.
Not really. Those are the ones that live the longest.
Yeah, they're like cockroaches. Rednecks are like cockroaches.
What the fuck?
Well, it's gone so far beyond. Like,
all I can see now is a palmetto bug blasting Kid Rock.
Now we've had people in isolation for like the past 4 months. So what do we think's gonna happen? The political divide's gonna grow. The sociological divide will grow. I mean, what's gonna happen in this scenario? Like, people didn't work for 4 months.
Let me tell you.
So what are you gonna talk about? What are you gonna talk about? You're gonna talk about politics and mask wearing. Like, those are the two most important things we could possibly talk about. Holy fuck. Have we just digressed as a people? I mean, I think we have at this point. There's no other explanation for it. You're going to shame somebody because they won't wear a mask, but then you're going to make fun of somebody because they do.
Yeah.
Like, what happened to us just minding our own business? Like, we did do that. We did do that for a period.
Yeah, but guess it doesn't exist anymore because of social media. Like, you don't mind your business.
You're right or you're wrong. I mean, it's just
you don't mind your business
you
anymore. Because guess what? You have technology in your phone that tells you exactly where you are and what you're doing, and you will post it, and that's what it is.
But we've always had that. Like,
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, how do you mind your business when you're putting your business out there?
Yeah, your business is always...
You know, I feel like...
I mean, I'm using this as an example. We got engaged in January. We just announced it. It's fucking July.
I knew before you did it.
Whose business was it?
You know why? Because I'm good friends with Bill Gates.
Yeah, but whose business was it?
It was nobody's business, but you know what? They need to change the national anthem to this.
Oh, God. I can only imagine. What is it? Let's hear it. Is it Bump?
Yeah! And I've set up and poured out this stage with my own two hands. We've traveled this land back tight.
All right, we're going to close up the podcast with this because it's just getting into a circle jerk. So hit us up on social media on the Vulgarians podcast on Instagram, the Vulgarians podcast on Twitter, or Vulgarians_pod on Twitter,
yeah,
the Vulgarians
right.
podcast on Facebook. You know what? Just hit up Vulgarians podcast. Search that shit.
Propane flows.
Do it.
Zach, you got anything to promote?
Just fucking do it.
There you go. All right.
Started when I said that I'm going platinum selling rhymes. I went platinum 7 times. And still they ill and wanna see us ride. I guess because only God knows why. Why? They call me cowboy. I'm a singer in black. So throw a finger in the air. Let me see where you're at. Say hey, hey. Let me hear where you're at. Say hey, hey. I'm giving it back. So say hey, hey. Show me some metal and say hey, 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 hey. I like the AC/DC and ZZ Top. We'll see Fist Beasties and the Kings of Rock. Skinner, Seeger, Limp, Corn, the Stones. David Allen Cole with No Show Jones. Yeah! Pass that bottle around. Got the rock from Detroit, soul from Motown, the underground stone. Fucking pimp with tracks that Mac and slap back the whack. Never gain away, I don't play with ass. But watch me rock with Liberace Flash. Punk rock the class, boy bands are trash. I like Johnny Cash and Grandmaster Flash. They call me cowboy, I'm a singer in black. So throw a finger in the air, let me see where you're at. Say hey, hey. Let me hear where you're at. Say hey, hey. I'm giving it back, so say hey, hey. Show me some metal and say hey, 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 hey.
Yeah, I saw your band jumping around on stage like a bunch of wounded ducks. When you gonna learn, sucker? You just can't fuck with.
Listen.